Today is 09/19/19, and it marks the end of SEGA not making a console. SEGA. It's been a while since SEGA, in fact 20 plus years, since SEGA decided that they're not going to make a console anymore. And originally they announced that they were going to make this SEGA Genesis Mini, and it was going to be this amazing machine until we found out that it was going to be partnered with Games. There's a development team, AM2, to take care of this situation for us, and now they literally have made their own console. We have one here, and we're going to unbox it, try it out, and I will give you my true thoughts. Being a SEGA fan, is this going to be what I've been waiting for? Am I going to be as excited and happy in the end? Will I love my Mini Genesis? One cool thing I noticed, guys, is the original SEGA Genesis. I mean, this box and artwork looks absolutely phenomenal. It really does look like a SEGA Genesis original box. But one thing that I thought was pretty cool, if you bought a brand new Genesis back in the day, you would know that the boxes were not sealed. They were just a pull tab, you opened them, and they were not sealed boxes. Some, I think later on, were wrapped in a plastic, but overall the boxes were not sealed, and they did the same thing here. This is not a seal. You just look at that. I don't know if that was for nostalgia purposes, but it definitely brings back memories for me. So let's open this up. Guys, right off the bat we have a power brick, which actually has some good heft to it, so it feels like it's very good quality. The one disappointing thing that I noticed on it was there's no engraved SEGA logo on it. Kind of felt kind of sad there. Just giving me that, you know, the old power adapters actually had the SEGA thing on it. I was kind of hoping that did, but we get it. They don't actually make the power brick. Oh. Oh, this is just like kid in a candy store. Can't. Wow. Guys, that is an official SEGA gamepad. No matter what you want to tell me, this feels legit. This looks just like, I feel like I'm opening up the 1990 or 89, 91, whatever Genesis that I got way back when. This is what this feels like to me when I grab this controller. That is just, wow. And it's got SEGA on the back like it should. And of course there's two of them, so I won't open the second one right now. Your instructions book. Really nice. Kind of thickish for what it is, actually. It's not, you know, really thick, but decent. Your power cable. I wonder if it's USB-C. Nope, micro SD, like everybody else. USB-C is actually kind of very expensive when they're building, so most people are gone to the micro SD still just because it's abundant and much cheaper to manufacture. HDMI cable. Do they say SEGA on it? Whatever happened to the days when everything was labeled from the manufacturer, SEGA on the HDMI and so on? That would have been so cool. That's the one nostalgia thing I wish they would have done. So we have power brick, we have the power cable, two 3-button gamepads which are absolutely gorgeous, and HDMI cable, pretty decent quality too, I might add. Manual. Now we're going to get to the console. Now the console is actually in a little box inside the box. Where have I heard that before? Box inside the box inside the box. I don't know. Just seems to happen to me an awful lot. Oh, this is the excitement's just killing me here. I don't want to damage the box. I'm trying to figure out how it opens. Oh, there we go. This has actually got some heft to it. I'm actually really impressed here. Let's okay, wow, guys, look at this. Let me bring this closer to the camera in a little bit so you guys can see everything up close and personal. But this is, I gotta say, this feels really good. And SEGA on the back. This looks just like an actual Genesis on the bottom here, laid out like with the stickers done the same way. It's really cool. Does that come off? I think it's just show. That's just, no, that comes off, yeah. Wow, the expansion for your SEGA CD, the thing actually comes off. Really, really impressive. Attention to detail for sure. Get your 2 USB ports up front here. Again, I'll do a close-up on this. I'm just wowed. Let's take off this plastic. And the cartridge slot actually functions, like the doors actually open. And I believe that's because they did that 32X mini mod for looks, and the SEGA CD add-on on the bottom, which just actually has the same clips as like the SEGA Genesis did. This is unbelievable. The attention to detail on this is actually amazing. And for the first time, high definition graphics actually means high definition graphics, not component or RCA or composite. This is actually a high definition product, which is really cool. Now guys, something I really wanted to show here. Remember that I made a Genesis Mini myself, right? With the 4 USB ports in the front, and I did the cuts and everything and made my own HD unit using a Raspberry Pi. I believe this one's actually a 2B+. But here it is, in comparison to the new SEGA Genesis Mini. The SEGA Genesis Mini is actually bigger than my little Mini that I made. And this Mini is more along the size of the Nintendo. So this is pretty sweet. Like, I mean, the detail on this used to be a USB hub. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but they used to have a SEGA Genesis USB hub. And I altered it to make it a actual console, which is pretty sweet. And now I actually have an official, which, keep in mind, this was actually an official Genesis case from SEGA, which was kind of neat. So I was very happy to use that because it made me feel like I was actually using a Genesis product or a SEGA product when I was doing it. So anyway guys, here you have it. This is your SEGA Genesis Mini. 2 ports here in the front. Your volume, I think, is just there for show. Power works, and the reset's supposed to work. Your doors for the cartridge slot actually function, which is really cool for detail. I mean, they really did a lot of detail here. You have your power and your HDMI here at the back. All the spots that you would have had on your original Genesis for clipping into a SEGA CD are actually here, and this actual door, which would be the SEGA CD expansion, actually does come off. They didn't have to do that. That is true attention to detail. Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to the menu. So guys, a pretty straightforward, smooth menu. You can see the game lineup here. Of course, I'm going to start off with Sonic the Hedgehog because that's something that I would remember, and see if the game plays as it should play. SEGA. Oops. I'm playing horribly. Ooh. Yeah. So guys, I'm finding this game is running like it should. For the sound quality seems to be pretty decent. I gotta say, I'm somewhat impressed right now. Let's play some Kid Chameleon. It's a game that I'm very familiar with. I used to play a lot of this game. And let's find out if it plays like it should. Wild Side. Should have had a Motley Crue soundtrack. Oops. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button, people! That's my fast button. So far, everything feels good. It's feeling like, oops. Seen that coming before it even happened. Seems to be playing like it should be playing. Whoa. I just can't play. I think it's time for some Streets of Rage 2. I love the menu. I like how it has the side thing, you know, and keeping the aspect ratio. I think that's all great. It's kind of nice how they did this. Sure, I'll be Axel. Axel. Alright, what button's what again? Hey, not touching my money. My money! Well, everything's responsive, so the way it should be. The game seems to be playing really well, and I can't be too happy because I don't have Streets of Rage 2 on cartridge right now. It's somehow missing. I got the box, but I'm missing the game. Now I can play it again. What's up, dog? Oh, missed you. Uh-oh. Of course, now I got myself surrounded. Well, we have to play some Virtual Fighter because I'm a Virtual Fighter fanatic. Might as well try it out on this system, and I'll let you know my thoughts there for sure. Oops, I didn't mean to be him, but whatever. You want to be like that, huh? You want to be like that, huh? Just trying to understand if the sound's on. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's a Genesis. I'm so used to playing the Sega Saturn version that I'm thinking that, you know, everything has to be the same. I keep forgetting about the audio difference. So, yeah, pretty good. Well, they put Darius on here, so let's give it a try. Oh. Forget how hard these things are. Whoa. Huh. I don't know if it's just me, but the background looks phenomenal. Like, that just looks great. I can't play worth a crap, but it looks phenomenal. Actually, there we go. Guys, one thing I'd like to say, like, the main menu here is very smooth. I'll give it that. It's well put together as far as that goes. It's pretty smooth. Sometimes a little too smooth because you can go a little faster than you thought you wanted to go. But overall, I mean, nicely done. Great selection of games. I've played the system for a little while, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with what they've done. The quality of the unit overall, the feel and fit and finish is amazing. They did a great job. Thank you, Sega, for doing a great job on the product. I found the audio and everything, from what I played and from what I can remember, seemed to be pretty spot on. Now, it may be a little different because I haven't been playing these games for a little while, and I may think that it's spot on and maybe it isn't, but you guys can comment about that in the comments below. If you have one, what do you think of the audio on the unit? Did they finally nail it, or is it still questionable? Now, gameplay. I found the controllers, the gamepads, to be as if I was playing the original ones. I actually felt like a kid again playing this system. This system brought back everything and made me feel like I was in the early 90s. I was extremely happy. Unboxing it made me feel all the nostalgia all over again, as if I unboxed my original one from Christmas. This was pretty impressive. The whole, bring it back, they nailed it. They nailed it really well. The box art, the way the system feels, the way the controllers feel like they're the actual original controllers. It's like Sega said, hey, let's bring the mold back out. Let's make some Sega Genesis controllers the way they were meant to be. Thank you, Sega. Anyway, guys, overall gameplay. I did not feel like I was not playing my original Sega cartridge system, other than it looked so much cleaner. So I'm playing it now in HD, the way I wanted to play it, hence the reason why I made my little SEGA Genesis Mini. And if I gotta compare that to this is definitely playing the games properly. My verdict on this is definitely worth buying. I am not upset with this in any which way or form, and the fact that Sega made the hardware, or at least developed into it and put everything behind it themselves, and their own emulation and so on, makes me feel so much more confident that this could be Sega's way back into the home console market. Whether it be through vintage and bringing back the nostalgia, it doesn't matter. The idea behind it is, if Sega sees that these things are selling and are doing very well in their own console market once again in a war where there's many minis, all I ask for is a Sega Master System Mini in the original vintage looking box with those original controllers once again, and you will have me, as you do anyway, guys. Sega for life. Comment in the comments below. Let me know, did you get your day one launch console? Have you tried it out? What's your thoughts? Is the audio bang on? Is the gameplay there? Did this bring back all the nostalgia and feeling of playing your Sega Genesis? It did for me. And that's all that matters at the end. It's everybody's opinion. I am very happy with my purchase. Thank you, Sega, for bringing back a console 20 years later. Guys, please, thank you for watching. Please comment, share, like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and ring that bell for up and coming episodes. Till next time, guys, game over.